Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Sunday Summary. I'm your host, Kyle. With me, as always, is Steve. Liverpool hosting Fulham today in the Premier League, 9 a.m. kickoff, approximately 55 minutes from now. And the lineups just dropped. Steve, what's going on? How you feeling for the match today?
Should be a comfortable win. I think that goes without saying. But I'm good, man. It's match day. I'm fired up. Let's go.
I'm fired up too,
Let's
man.
do
I
this.
know, I know, we've secured advancement in the Europa League, so I'm pretty excited now. That pressure's gone, and now we can kind of focus on the Premier League only for God. When do we even start the round of 16? I feel like it's a long time from now because we advanced past the round of 32. Did you know that?
Like automatically?
Automatically in the
Yeah, yeah.
Europa League. It's it's actually pretty crazy. But the lineups just dropped for the match today, guys, and here we go. Allison is out with that muscle injury, guys. So Kelleher is in goal. And the comments midweek about Kelleher, there was I guess an assistant coach or maybe a younger manager for like one of the younger Liverpool teams that said that we've known this guy is first team quality since he came to the club. Right, this is going to be our homegrown boy, I believe was the phrase that was used when Klopp was asked about his Kelleher first team quality. He echoed that sentiment, and I think Kelleher is fine for the job. I just think it's hard to even get one game when you're behind a player like Allison.
Yeah, I think was it last week? Maybe you and I spoke, or maybe we even talked about it on the show with Allison and how good he is and the fact that goalkeepers can play for so long. Like Allison could play for another 8 years. Like conceivably no problem. So the difficult thing then becomes how do you keep Kelleher around for that long so he's our next guy? And I don't think you can. Um, he's great to have as a backup. Klopp has said many times in the past that he's the best number two in the world. And I I mean I don't know much about number two goalkeepers in Europe, but it's probably not a bad opinion. He's pretty damn good. He's so calm. Um, but yeah, man, he's the real deal. I don't think he'll change really the way we play at all. If anything, if you look back at the last Premier League match, we might look better out there in terms of just like playing out from the back. Allison didn't look great last week. He's got a little injury. Should be back for the Man United game, I guess. But yeah, Kelleher is the real deal. He's absolutely the real deal. I don't know if it's fair to him to keep him until Allison's gone, right? Or until he like retires or moves on. But at the end of the day, you could always sell him with a buyback clause of sorts.
I mean, he does play a decent amount though. He
And
plays in all
that's
the
the
cup
thing,
games, you
right?
know. So it's really up to him. I think what is he, 23 now, 24? He's entering his prime, and it's really up to him. I'm surprised he stayed this season because there were rumors that we were going to sell him in the summer. So for us to keep him this year, I think really says a lot about him, his mentality. I think he likes where he's at with this club. And again, we ask this question all the time. Would you rather be number 2 at a club like Liverpool or go be a number 1 at a club like, I don't know. Where do you think he would even go? I feel like he'd go to like a Swansea City or something. Well, you're muted.
I was gonna say no. I mean, I think just because it's relevant, like a side like Fulham,
I could
like
see
a
that.
mid to low-ish table side in the league, stay in the Premier League where the competition is great. He's a
And it's
competitor.
not me questioning his ability by saying this, but I don't know if a side like that would buy him. Like I don't know if a side like Crystal Palace, Fulham, I don't know if they look at Kelleher and say that's our number 1 guy.
Well, he plays internationally, right, for his country. He plays plenty for us, like you just said. I think you've seen a large enough sample size where it's not as much of a risk as it may have been a couple seasons ago. But I mean, yeah, I don't know where he would end up, but I think I'd like to think that based on his competitive nature and his experience that he'd probably want to stay here
I agree.
in England at least if he were to move on. But he's a red through and through. So again, if we move on from him, hopefully we can build in some sort of buyback clause for God forbid at some point Allison has a really bad injury or decides he wants to go and take on a new challenge or go play in Brazil, whatever the case may be.
Like today, like today. I mean, this is a game where Kelleher is going to really have to step up. And I forgot, I have to say good morning to everyone. Rob Scott. What you told me how to pronounce it last week. Hey,
Alor, I think. It's got to be
Alor.
Alor.
Alor. Liz, what's going on? Good to see you back in the chat. Good morning, Mom. How's everyone doing? Make sure you leave your thoughts throughout the show in the chat. Scott's in here. What's going on? Yeah, I mean, I expect good things from Kelleher. I actually have. It's not like Adrian, where if Adrian plays, you're worried about a mistake. I'm not worried about a mistake with Kelleher. I think he's a good backup. I did see it from Scott here in the chat talking about what's the dismissal of Konate lately. What do you think about Matip starting this match?
Well, we talked about it last week. Essentially, what Klopp's doing here is playing the hot hand, and that's been Matip lately. If Matip picks up one of his infamous hamstrings or looks tired or a little bit out of form, then we'll make the change. But having Konate on the bench is an absolute honor to have a guy like that on the bench. That just, and then the way Kwanzaa played the other day.
Oh, that kid's good. That
Look,
kid is really good.
I think with the uncertainty in the midfield, you have McAllister playing out of position. You got a couple new guys, Endo, Gravenberg, even Soboslai is new, not very defensive. They play Gakpo in the mid sometimes. I think like Matip's leadership and experience can shine. And we have 3 midfielders that have been with this club for less than 2 or 3 months, whatever the case may be. So I understand why Matip's playing, and to be frank, if he doesn't put a foot wrong, he doesn't deserve to be dropped whatsoever.
Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I think a lot of people, myself included, look at Konate as like the smarter option, being younger, faster, that kind of thing. But like you said, if Matip's in good form, why drop him? I mean, Matip has shown that he can be amongst the best defenders in the Premier League. When he's on, he is good and he is slept on. Nobody talks about how good Matip is. So I
Right.
do like seeing Matip next to Van Dijk. But I think the flip side of that is what worries me is that I called for Konate to be the best defender in the world by the end of this season. It doesn't look good for me if Konate's not starting. You know what I mean?
Well, I think you may have jumped the gun on that by
I
a
gave
year
him
or
3
2.
years.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing. Even the year we almost won the quadruple, Matip played in the Premier League. Right? Like this is his competition. This is where he shines.
Yeah.
And Konate was our guy in the Champions League. So this doesn't surprise me at all. And it's not a knock on Konate. It's just I think people underestimate the value of Joel Matip.
Yeah.
And we should no longer do that ever. Any of us. He's just ridiculous.
I extend him. We definitely talked about this last week.
You have to
Extend the man. And then of course Samikas. But moving into midfield, we see it. I mean, this might be our best midfield right now at the moment. McAllister, Soboslai, and Gravenberch. But that shows me, unless I'm reading it wrong, that McAllister is in the 6 again, Steve. I don't like it, but I like the names on paper. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not starting anyone else in the 6 today, but I don't like seeing McAllister in that 6 wasted. I feel like he doesn't like it either.
He probably doesn't, but he wants to play, and that's where he's going to be. And I'm okay with it in a match like this. Like Fulham's not particularly dangerous, right?
Ooh,
Like they just got their first win in a while over Wolves, a controversial win at that.
I mean, what helps us
before
out
that,
is
their last league win was against Sheffield United.
Oh,
2 months ago.
Jesus, I forgot Sheffield's in the Premier League this year.
McBurney scored.
McBurney.
He scored. It might have been last week. He scored. Yeah, your boy McBurney's Burger Shop.
Legendary spot.
Yeah, if you guys haven't checked out McBurney's Burger Shop, that should be the first thing you do to celebrate a 4-0 victory today.
They have
I'm just going to throw it out there.
It's so good. I don't know what they do. It's kind of like the Big Mac sauce, but they put it on there and it's great. It's good
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah. McBurney's Burger Boutique.
Fulham, man. Someone was saying it in here. Alor was saying Polina's back. Fulham can be dangerous, man. I think they have a lot of good talent. I know Willian is their leading scorer this season, um, but Willian's up in age. I'm not worried, but I look back to like last season when we played Fulham and we drew. You know what I mean? Like it's one of those games. It's almost like Crystal Palace where you can't be too comfortable going into the match. You need to show up and you need to play. You need to play the best football you can. And I think the lineup speaks to that. Going into the front line with Salah, Nunez, Diaz, you know, Darwin Nunez has a big opportunity today to get some goals, right? As every game. But I just think Darwin Nunez against Fulham, you're going up against a team that is, like you said, middle, bottom half of the table. I still can't believe some people are still calling for Darwin Nunez to be dropped. Like, is he good enough? Is he a flop? That kind of thing. I still see that everywhere, at least on Twitter, especially after the performances that like Gakpo put in after being put back in the false nine. This is our strongest 11, I think, with the obviously currently right now with Robertson and Allison out. But those are the only two I change.
It might be our strongest 11. I think Curtis Jones could get a shout for that.
Sure, sure.
Um, a lot of people are calling for Endo to get a start in the six to see what we have, right? Like in the league, is he our six? Can he be our six?
I'm all for it.
Right, just an experiment. But at the end of the day, like you said, this is kind of like a Crystal Palace game. I would agree. It has that same feel. You still have to put in a shift. Um, every point is important. They could pull a worldie out of nowhere, a deflection. Next thing you know, we're down 1-0 and we're fighting to score goals. And these games are just too important at this point. And Gravenberg has been so good that it's the right move. But yeah, strongest 11, I'd say it's in the conversation for sure.
Absolutely. And you said these games at this point are must win. Let's take a look at the table. I know Arsenal are top right now, but Man City play Tottenham today. That's a big match, okay? Liverpool currently sit in third in the table, 5 points behind Arsenal, 1 point behind Man City. See if I can try to share this with everybody. And our wives are doing well, Liz. Thanks. How are you doing? Are you all right? How's your recovery going? All right, we take a
Yeah,
look
the
at the
wives are
table,
good.
Steve. All right, that's what we're working with. All right, I know Liverpool forced that draw with Man City. Very important result. How about Aston Villa, man? I'm not going to say it's a surprise. It's just very interesting to see Aston Villa in the 4 spot.
I'm surprised.
You are?
100% surprised.
See, I don't think I'm surprised just because of how Good Evening has managed his teams. You know what I mean? I mean, he's a good manager, dude. It just didn't work out at Arsenal.
No, he is. He is a good manager. We can't take that away from him. But like we really gave it to him in September. 3-0,
Yeah.
comfortable win. They didn't even look like they belonged on the same pitch.
Yeah, but
W-
what was that? Like the third game of the year, second game of the year?
I mean, regardless, the fact that they're level with us on points is mind blowing. We've had a great year.
Oh God, you're right.
And also, Newcastle, I mean, they're there. They've played an extra match. But whoever doesn't win the league, like spots 2 through 5 are going to be tight.
You can see it now.
Yeah, it's still so early. Like we have 25 more matches to play.
Well, after today, I mean, the Man City Tottenham match, I mean, that's going to be a good one. I can't wait to watch that one. But if we pull the table down here,
It's going to be a blowout.
You think Man City's going to kill him?
I think they're going to absolutely crush him.
Oh, don't ruin my day like that. You got Tottenham in 6th, level on points with Newcastle. And then you got Man United, who got smacked yesterday. God, Chelsea's still in 11th. And then, of course, Fulham down here. Fulham have 4 wins, 3 draws, 6 losses, goal difference of -9. They do have a win, though. Who'd you say they beat in their last match?
Oh, they just won.
Was it Wolves?
Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, it was Wolves. 3-2.
Weird win.
Oh yeah, it's a weird win when you see the highlights above 15 minutes. That's how I always know.
Yeah, that was a sketch. That was a sketchy match.
Wait, so what happened? I didn't even watch the highlights.
You should watch them. But it was just, first of all, 3-2. Interesting match. It was just super, super even. Controversial call. But either way, this should be a comfortable win.
Absolutely. Aylor says Liverpool at home, 6 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses, 17 scored, 2 goals conceded. That's actually a very impressive stat line. And Anfield is still a fortress, dude. I don't care how many goals we give up. Anfield's still a fortress. And Fulham are going to have a tough time against us.
2 conceded. That's what I like
insane.
to see.
Now,
Alexi's in here. Alexi, what up?
Alexi, what's up?
Legend. Where's Kev? Where's the support from Kev? No.
Where the hell is Kev?
Kev was a guest on this show back during like COVID times.
OG guest. Yes.
Dude, that's a good episode.
That's a great episode. Yeah.
Oh man. I was looking through the channel this week and you have this playlist called like oldies or like something. And wow, we've come a long way. You've come a long way.
Yeah, thanks.
You get the
bro.
credit.
Yeah.
You get the credit.
No.
The channel's come a long way because of you, is what I'm saying.
I've always thought about making those private just because of how like cringe they are. But I kind of like having that, like going back and watching. Like if I go back and watch like the 5th Sunday summary I ever did, it's just like me sitting at the kitchen table talking for 10 minutes.
Are they all there?
Everything's there.
Because there was definitely some weird videos in the beginning.
Yeah.
We would do stuff in like the afternoon, just like quick roundups. The afternoon, beers flowing, just good stuff.
Dude, what a time. COVID I was like, let's just do this, man.
No, like pre-COVID, bro. Like I'm talking
Pre-COVID.
before you kicked the channel back on. Like are the ones from 2018 there?
Oh, where I'm in like the basement, or not the basement, the garage.
Yeah, maybe, dude. I was sitting on the futon, just Liverpool flag hanging behind me.
You were gaming. I remember that. That's before I knew how to stream. It was like you were huge and I was up in the corner.
Yeah, I was like filming on my phone, dude.
Oh, dude. What a time.
What
Absolutely.
a time to be alive.
There was that
channel, man.
There was that Keita video. We were talking about Keita. I've gone back and watched that a few times. That's a great stream, by the way. If you guys haven't gone and watched that Keita video, it's like we're talking about like Keita signing Keita right before he came or something like that. So it was a while ago, and it was just it wasn't as family friendly. Let's put it that way.
It was the most exciting. Well, let's just talk about Keita for a second. 10 seconds. The most exciting Liverpool signing of all time, in my opinion. In the last, we'll call it in Klopp's era.
Yeah,
without a doubt. And that was a big chunk of change back then. 52 million, whatever it was.
that is, man. That was a very exciting signing. I don't think anybody disagrees.
Yeah, let us know. Was that the most exciting signing of the Klopp era? And if you disagree, you're wrong.
You got to put, I think, some of the names that we signed this summer up there too. Now, the buildup wasn't as intense, but like Soboslai, Gravenberch, those are pretty exciting signings. Darwin
Eh.
Nunez.
Well, the thing about Keita is also we signed him a year early. So we had to sit and twiddle our thumbs waiting. Soboslai came out of nowhere.
Very
Great
true.
signing, but not even close to as exciting.
Literally,
Gravenberch 30 million. Not really as exciting. And the price tag doesn't really mean too much, but he
dude, I
you
think we
know.
paid like 42 for Gravenberch.
Oh, I thought he was like 30.
I don't know.
Thiago was a pretty
Oh, dude,
exciting signing though.
they got this graphic up right now, and it says most Premier League losses versus single opponent under Pep Guardiola. Tottenham 6.
Yeah, it's gonna get ugly, I think. I don't
No,
think
that
Tottenham's
stat's
very
good.
good. What?
That stat's good. It means Pep's lost 6 times to Tottenham.
I'm telling you that I think it's gonna get ugly. Regardless.
Why are you doing this to me, man?
I mean, I I want City to drop points, of course, but I just really don't like Tottenham either. Best case scenario is a draw.
We've talked about this 100 times. Of the top 6 teams, I like Tottenham the most, aside from Liverpool.
No, not me. I don't even know who I would choose.
It'd be
Honestly.
it'd be Tottenham for me. I
Like
just
at this point, and I don't mean this to say I like them, I probably just dislike them the least. It's probably Man United because of how
Oh,
much success we have against them. Historically speaking, of course, like we hate Man United or how whatever the word is. But lately we've just been crushing them. Like I look forward to those matches. These other teams though, I mean we know why we don't like Chelsea and Arsenal, whatever. We're not even getting into it. But I think the team that I dislike the least right now is probably Man United, and I think it's been that way for a couple seasons.
interesting.
It's just a personal opinion. Historically speaking, Man United's at the top of the list.
Yeah,
But
for sure. For sure. Liz says Keita was disappointed. Yeah. Scott says Spurs have a thin squad and it's showing now. Well, they've struggled with injuries all season. You know, I mean, their coach that came in changed things up. I mean, you saw Højbjerg got benched. I mean, some tough decisions to make, but he made them, and they've been doing well.
they've slowed down though quite a bit. You're right, Scott. And you sell your best player, like they're gonna end up where they always end up.
It was time.
They have a better manager, I think a better cohesive unit at this point. But yeah, it was time to move on from Kane, I guess, for him. But you move on from your best player and you don't replace him. Really? Like at all? I don't think. Um and he's just lighting up the Bundesliga. Like he's gonna like break records over there. It just goes to show you the difference, the disparity and the quality between the two leagues.
But even in the Premier League, he was great. I mean, Harry Kane is like over 200 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah, but not like he's doing right now, dude. He's lighting it up.
But
He's the
like
new Lewandowski.
well, I mean, when you get put in a side like that,
Against lesser competition. That's what I'm saying though.
I mean, the Bundesliga is good.
18
they got
goals in 12 matches.
wow.
18 goals, 5 assists, 12 matches. That's 23 goal contributions in 12 matches.
Shit.
Sorry, but no. That's not happening here.
That's
And then he's got four, and then he's got
insane.
4 goals, 2 assists in the Champions League
Wow.
in 5 matches. He's just tearing
That's
it up.
Holland. Those are Holland numbers right there.
Yep. Better than Holland this year.
Yeah, well, definitely better than Holland.
Much better than Holland this year.
Yeah, speaking of Holland, they got this commercial on them now. The Beats Studio Pro, not sponsored by Beats, but
I saw sorry.
I mean, dude, I don't know. We're just chatting. Go ahead.
I was at the mall yesterday and there was a sports memorabilia store and they had a signed Holland jersey. And I walked up to it and it was like tucked away in the corner, just collecting dust. Like nobody's gonna buy that. There's no real fans. There's no real City fans here.
Fair.
Zero.
Fair. I was waiting for where you were gonna go with that. I was like, what do you mean there's no real? I was like, wait a minute.
Like he's like the hottest soccer player in the world right now, and he has been for like a year. He's probably the best, right? But the fact that it was in the corner, like you put like the Tom Brady's of the world and LeBron James, you're supposed to put those right when you walk in. Holland was
Yeah.
like tucked away in the corner, just like dusty. You could tell it'd been there for a while. No interest. He's over there with like I don't even know. I don't know who is next to him. Scrubs, absolute scrubs. Like David Luiz was over there. Like,
Oh my God, that's
he's in the
funny.
company of Luis. Yeah.
Dude. Oh, this match today. I'm not particularly excited for it. I'm going to be honest. But I also don't feel great. I feel like crap. Woke up with a terrible stomach ache. I still feel nauseous. I look green. It's not good. But I don't know. I'm trying something new today. I'm actually going to stream it here instead of in the living room. I'm going to do my watch along right here. I figured out how to get my TV to work in my office, so we're going to try that out. See if that works. A little bit more comfortable than the couch, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't done this before.
I know. I was lazy. Last night I was just like, you know what? Let me try this out. It's going to be too much work to move all the equipment into the living room and then stream, so this will be good. Aylor says, crazy to think about, but didn't Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Man United beat Man City 4 times? I can't verify that, but I think you're probably right.
Aylor has got some good takes always. I don't know. I trust you though, and that actually is crazy to think. That is crazy to think about. If it's true, I would not have expected that. I would have
Man,
expected maybe one. How long was he there? 3 years?
was it 3?
I don't know.
2 or 3?
I'm surprised Ten Hag's still there. I really am.
That club is struggling to find any foundation, any consistency.
Well, dude, look at the lineups they put out. Like yesterday, for example. Was it yesterday that they played? Newcastle? Yeah, they lost.
Yeah.
I think it was yesterday. Anyways, like Martial, starting striker. What?
Well,
Like, didn't they loan him out twice?
yeah,
He's
Hodgland or
not
whatever is
good.
injured. He's injured. Who else are they going to put up there?
Well, the other guy can't even score, so it doesn't matter. Maguire, Dallo. Oh
Yeah,
man,
they started Maguire like 3 games in a row.
I don't really. We love to clown on Maguire. He's definitely had some bad moments. He's taken a lot of stick from supporters all over the world. I think he's a solid player. So we love to joke about him, but I'm not surprised he's starting. He was a big money move. He was captain, whatever. But dude, their lineups are just weak, just poor.
I think they have a
McTominay
problem.
and somebody else,
Yeah.
and
Well,
Fernandez. I'm like,
I honestly,
oh,
dude, he's trying everything right now because they can't find any consistency, right? I mean, you look at who they were playing like I know McTominay wasn't. Now again, I don't know the injury situation over there. I don't know who was starting in the DM roles like earlier this season, but it wasn't McTominay. And now McTominay's starting.
oh, Casemiro's hurt. That's what it
Oh,
is.
okay. Well, that's why. Okay.
It's just when I look at the lineup, I'm like, how can you put that product out there? Luke Shaw, center back. Kyle,
Luke Shaw at center back.
that's what they have him listed as here. I think, yeah. Onana, he's been kind of a joke, right? Okay, here and there. Garnacho, Martial, Rashford, of course, you have to start him.
Yo, I will say that
McTominay
Garnacho
and
goal.
Mainu.
Nah, dude, that
Mainu.
Garnacho goal. Oh,
That was
that
pretty
was
sick.
that was one of the that's probably the best goal in the Premier League era. Like it's like that, but I'll tell you what, I did see a little edit saying that Christian Benteke's goal against Man United, the bike, nobody talks about it.
I
And it's
know.
probably because we lost the game 3-1. But I don't know. Dude, that was just so nice. It was
Yeah,
off a
in that
cross.
moment, in that rivalry, it was big.
Yeah. God.
Garnacho. And that was against Pickford, right?
Oh yeah, it was. It was
He'll
in
be
like the
on that
first.
highlight reel forever, and I love that.
Yeah.
They're going to show that goal for 100 years to come, on and off in commercials and highlight streams on YouTube, and it's always going to be Pickford. Frozen.
Yes.
I love it. I
Can't
absolutely
stand.
love it.
I can't stand Pickford, dude. He I don't know what Pickford's gonna do. I mean, because Everton now with the penalty. Oh, that reminds me. Next September or next August, Man City are scheduled to appear in court or something.
Oh,
It's
yes, I
scheduled.
did see that.
Yes. Which
Yeah,
surprised me.
yeah, I'm surprised. Well, like, okay, we've agreed to a date. We're trending in the right direction, but why is it so far away? And what's the date? What's the date?
I feel like it's next August or September. Like it's 2024 for sure. I just don't know.
Well, I hope it's like late August into September, something like that. So it's right in the middle of the season. Give them drama right in the middle of the season.
Dude, that's got to be a stressor on everyone at the club right now. It has to be.
Well, they better win the league this year.
Maybe that's why they pushed it to the end because they're like, all right,
Get
well let's
get one
win
more
everything
trophy.
now.
But here's
Yeah.
the thing. I mean, actually, I'm not even going to speak on it because I don't know how it would work. But let's just say the trial's 2 months and they find a verdict in October. There's no way that they can stay in the league. So do they boot them right away? Do they promote somebody from the lower league or lower leagues and send Man City down, or is Man City off the hook until the season of 2026?
Dude,
Like,
I cannot wait to see this unfold. Like it's going to be prime entertainment.
and if it's broadcasted, I'm watching it.
100%,
I'm
which it probably
taking
won't
time
be.
off of work and watching it. It might be. There's trials that are televised and
Yeah, but
streamed, and this isn't a try. This is an independent council.
yeah.
So
I
maybe
don't
Man City's like, hey, like drop 20 charges, we'll let you film it or something. It's something weird's gonna happen, dude.
No, they might be like, "Hey Amazon, you want to make a quick buck? Let's make a series of this. The Man City trials."
No, seriously, bro. You
Yeah.
can guarantee that people are pushing to get the rights to film that right now, since the
Oh
news
god.
dropped like yesterday.
Oh god, yeah, dude. I It's nuts, man. It's going to be like the it's going to be like the freaking OJ trial or the call it? What's his name? Jack Sparrow. What the hell is his name?
Oh,
Johnny
Depp.
Depp. That was the first trial I've ever actually like sat down and watched. I was like, this is interesting because I just started seeing all the funny videos of Amber Heard. I was like, I gotta watch what the hell's going on with this, and it was
Well, you
actually hilarious.
you watch a trial on TV or on like a show, and you think it's like super proper and stuff. Like they just wing it in the courtroom. Like even
Yeah,
the lawyers, like they're all reading from like a script, and the answers are like kind of vague. It's just like so human. It's not
yeah.
like what you think.
I've just always been fascinated by the fact they allow things like that to be filmed. I feel like I don't know. There should be a law against that. But Doug, what's going on? Um, So, guys, we're going to be doing a watch along here in about 20 minutes. All right. But we wanted to bring you the Sunday summary beforehand, lineups, team news, and things like that. Steve, do you have any predictions for the match?
4-0.
Ooh, 4-0.
Or 4-1. I guessed the score right a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, you did.
But
And I'm going to go 3-1.
okay. Yeah, I actually like
3-1.
that because I think we can be shaky at the back. But they just don't have anybody dangerous. Like nobody.
You got to be careful with that.
Traore?
No, it's more so like their top scorer is Willian, and then
That's my
Dakar,
point, Kyle. They have nobody
Dakar
dangerous.
Dova, Reed, yeah,
Give me a
all
break.
those guys. Shane
Shout
goes
out to Anthony
31.
Robinson, though, U.S. men's national team player.
He's good. I like him a lot.
He's a good player. He's got an
Yeah.
engine. He's like a Robertson type. Keep an
I
eye on him
like him
today.
a lot. I like him a lot. But yes, guys, come join us in about 15, 20 minutes for the watch along. We're going to do it in here today for the first time, so I'm excited about that. Steve, do you have any closing thoughts?
Nope. I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's do it.
All right, let's go, Reds. Let's get this dub. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream until 9 o'clock, Reds. Take care.